A beautiful morning to you all out there. How are you doing? Thank God it's Saturday. Today is Saturday, right? Not Friday. It's not TGIF. It's CGIS.
It's a special day.
It's a special day and it's a special edition of the Bumper Breakfast Show this morning. My name is Teresa Ateyemi and I'm not alone in the studio.
Of course, my name is Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. Good morning. Good
morning. When you see us on a Saturday like this, I'm telling you, it's all about something special. Something special is happening today because as Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo State, as they head to the polls this morning, we are here to give you updates for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. We'll be giving you updates and we'll be talking about what we expect, what has happened, how the people do not believe in the judiciary, and a lot that will be happening in those states. As yesterday, we've been hearing news that an INEC official has been kidnapped in Kogi State with ballots missing. We had a chairman of the local government in INEC official in Bayelsa, not Kogi State. And for Kogi State, we had that local government chairman died few hours to the election. And in Imo State, we've not really had a report, but I saw some reports this morning on social media where roads are being so empty. I hope they have a huge turnout today because below 30% will be deciding the fate of Imo, Bayelsa and Kogi State today, just below 30%. After months of campaign and preparations by the various stakeholders, voters in Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi State, they are deciding today as they elect their new governors. In the three states, the Independent National Electoral Commission had revealed that 5,169,692 voters collected their permanent voters card out of 5,409,438 registered voters in the three states. In Bayelsa State, the data on INEC's website indicated that there are 1,056,862 registered voters, out of which 1,017,613 collected their PVCs, while 39,249 PVCs remained uncollected. In Imo State, there are above 2 million registered voters, out of which above 2 million collected their PVCs, while 1,101,000 PVCs have not been collected. And in Kogi State, out of the 1,932,654 registered voters, 1,833,160 collected their PVCs, leaving 99,494 PVCs uncollected. Meanwhile, in Bayelsa and Imo State, incumbent governor Doye Diri and Hope Uzodinma are respectively seeking re-election, while 18 candidates are jostling to succeed incumbent governor Yahaya Bello in Kogi State. In Imo State, the governor and candidate of the All Progressive Congress is contesting against 17 other candidates, with Samuel Anyanwu of the People's Democratic Party and Atan Achono of the Labour Party described as the top contenders. Other candidates include Uchenna Ukere of Accord Party, Jack Ogunewe of Action Alliance, Ifeanyi Awolonu of African Action Congress, Otumba Diukoroma of African Democratic Congress, Steve Umoga of Action Democratic Party, Antonio Jogo of All Progressive Grand Alliance, Chibuike Doziem of Allied People's Movement, Obieze Achilike of Action People's Party, and Isaac Imunyanwu of Boot Party. Others are Ben Ofuze of New Nigerian People's Party, Cole Okoro of National Rescue Movement, Ishiodu Chueku of People's Redemption Party, Bright Ekwebelem of Social Democratic Party, Chino Okpara of Young Progressive Party, and Andy Chibuke of the Zenith Labour Party. While Uzodinma had expressed confidence that he will win the election based on his performance in the last 4 years, Anyanwu Achono and other contenders boasted respectively that they would defeat the governor, saying he had performed woefully in his first time and did not deserve to be re-elected. Now to Bayelsa State. The governor and PDP candidate in the election is also seeking re-election. He's contesting against 15 other candidates, with Timi Silva of the APC described as the top contender in the race. Silva is the former governor of the state and is the immediate past minister of State for Petroleum Resources under former President Muhammadu Buhari. Other candidates include Eradiri Udemo Bofa of the Labour Party, Ogwara Negimoyo of ADP, Ogege Messi of APP, Idiko Jones of Accord Party, Bufuma Alex of AA, Kalango Davis of ADC, Suberi Joseph of ABGA, Osharikene Saturday of APM, and Ben Magbodo of Good Party. Others include Azebi Ayabeke of the NNPP, Meka Akims of NRM, Ozato Irepade of PRP, Usuluku Binaleyefa of SDP, and Simon Karioru of ZLP. While the governor said his performance in the last 4 years would earn him re-election, the other candidate boasted they will win the election following what they described as the governor's poor performance. In Kogi State, the race is said to be between APC's Usman Ododo, PDP's Dino Melaye, SDP Muri Ajaka, and ADC's Leke Abejide. Other candidates are Adejo Okeme of the Labour Party, Fatima Sulaiman of the ZLP, Musa Mubarak of the NNPP, Mohammed Umar of Boot Party, Onaji Frank of the APP, Issa Dauda of APM, Ilona Kinsley of ABGA, Eloquo Julius of ADP, and Buraimo Olayinka of Action Alliance. In the three states, there have been incidences of violence with persons killed and some others injured. This had led to anxiety in the state, with the police and other security agencies assuring voters of their safety in the election. NSA promises security. Meanwhile, the National Security Advisor, Nuri Badu, has assured residents of the three states of the security during the exercise, as they warned political actors against any act of violence. He warned that there would be severe consequences for anyone found trying to disrupt the election. And to do justice to all this, we'll be going to Kogi State, Imo State, and Bayelsa State this morning to give you live update of what is happening there. We have two barristers in the house to do justice to this with us this morning. Welcome, Barrister Takon.
Thank you, Theresa. Good to be here.
Yeah, so good to have you. And Barrister Adibola, thank you very much. You know, I actually met him waiting for us at the reception already. We got here on time. Thank you, sir, for calling on time. 88, yes, I love that. Welcome to the show. Okay, as Kogi decides today, and Imo State too, they're deciding today, and Bayelsa are deciding today. Let me start from here, sir. What's your take on that?
Well, election is election everywhere. I don't know why we make fuels out of election in Nigeria and it become a kind of a war zone between Hamas and Israel. we were supposed to have elections and everybody goes about his own businesses. Just going in there and vote, or if you want to vote from your house, you do. And if we have not graduated to that level, despite billions and trillions of naira being spent by the elections umpire, I think the best we can do is to let the people know that we are coming for service, not to rule over them. It's only when you want to rule that the election become a war. If you are coming to serve, all you need to do is to present before the people, these are what the other person could not do well, and I am going to upgrade your life above that. And you present it in a way that the people see. I don't really know which is the right thing to believe, because in the days of military, we are used to military coming out and parading the streets for us. But in the days of democracy, you still see the military parading the road because of election. I saw that retinue on televisions and I was like, whoa, election? Military are parading and they are giving order that the people should not be afraid. The only people that should be afraid is the people that want to foment trouble. Like, seriously, military? What are we doing? So these things it makes me. My friend said something before we come into the studio, and I was afraid that we are almost saying that we are done for. I was like, is that serious? But when I think about it and I look at things that come around that we see, and I was like, wow, do we really want to grow as a nation? Are we backwarding? Because I was not that little in the days that the likes of Awolowo will go out there and campaign, and they will tell us sweet things. The day PP then of Nnamdi Azikiwe will do balloon, and every children will be running to get it. That's what we grew up to know. And I look at it that in every facet of our life in this country, I'm sorry to say, is either we are not moving forward or we are progressing. We are not progressing, we are progressing. And it's scarce. And this election has always been whatever we want to take, whatever it takes. The funny side of it, our security men, as much as they try to, they will tell us that everybody should go about their businesses and we are on top of the situation. And you see them on top of the situation when an INEC official has already been kidnapped.
Very thankful to you.
Yes, indeed. Just like my brother said, it is the way it is simply because elections have become a means, a means to an end. And what's the end? A means to acquiring, taking the reins of governance to control the resources. That's supposed to be the common heritage or patrimony of Nigerians. And in this side of the world, we've come to see that indeed, why that level of desperation is there, it's because of the attitude at the end of the day. When you do all you have to do to get there, it's winner take all. And so we find ourselves doing whatever we can or should do that suits us, even if it's that, even if, that is outlawed, to ensure that we get the reins of governance and then go ahead to legalize the means by which we came, because that has been proven over and over, and even most recently, so that's why it's the way it is. So you find people getting desperate and doing whatever they need to do. You see, governance in Nigeria is not what it's supposed to be. Government, defined by Abraham Lincoln, like everybody know, or democracy, is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So if government is that way, it means government is responsible and responsive and gives the people a sense of belonging. But where, as we have in Nigeria particularly, we have, I've had to say this very often, look at each state, starting from Lagos where we are, they are godfathers, who do not allow the likes, those who the people themselves would have wanted to represent them, to have the ticket for the party. And of course, what happens? They appoint, they handpick. We've seen situations where somebody's picked from Ikeja to represent Ekpe, Ekpe to represent Shomolu, Shomolu to represent Ikorodu, and all of that. So at the end of the day, what happens? Everybody works to meet a particular interest, the interest of a clique, a cabal, and all of that. And so you have near absence of governance in the lives of Nigerians. They are there to ensure that they continually, share amongst themselves, the assets of Nigeria, of the people of Nigeria, like I said, our common heritage and patrimony is shared amongst themselves. So they do every and anything that suits them to remain, as a means to get, or remain in power, to continue doing that. And of course, not in any way representing the people. That's why there's so much desperation.
I'm serious.
Yes, honestly speaking, I must say a very big thank you to the baristas on set. Whenever I hear baristas, and I understand that, they are, when I got in the studio, I heard them having a very beautiful discussion, about the progress of the country and some government parastatals. So, I had to sit down because I have a listening ear. I like to learn more. But you see, one thing about Nigerian government that I've understood so far is we are practicing a recycling government. It doesn't look like democracy to me, and it doesn't look like anything close to democracy. And I'll quickly give you an example. Example is the Timmy Perceiver. He had a case in court that was not supposed to go because it's like the third time is coming in. I think in between 2007 2008 he was there. Between 2008 and I think 2012 or thereabout, he was also there. Now he's coming out again. And speaking about godfatherism in Nigeria, I doubt if that is even going to die anytime soon, because government, the people, they are supposed to be a representative body. They are supposed to represent the people, and I always say it on this table, until the day politicians will start seeing this assignment as a call to service, then there will be progress. Like Barrister had said, it's like a progress that we have in this country.
Not a progress.
But not a progress. But until the day we start seeing this is a call to service, I am here to deliver the dividend of democracy to the people, then we start to progress. But how do you want to deliver dividend of democracy when there is somebody controlling you? When you are scared that if you do not do well in your first time, somebody is going to stop the party from giving you the return ticket. When you were scared that there are a lot of, you see, there are a lot of people who cannot even use their pen to write their name, but they will tell you they are elderly statesmen and women in the party, and every month there is a salary you give to them. The money you would have used, to build infrastructure, social amenities, and take care of the welfare of the people, you want to use it to pay some salary to somebody who only supported you to call the Yaloja and Babaloja and arrange them to vote. And look at what is happening now. 5.1 million people will decide Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State.
Just 5.1 million.
Just 5.1 million. That is very little. Even the people are not supporting. And I will continue to say it. The politicians are having more power because the people are giving them power to have that power they are having over us. Now, there's a particular place in Ghana, I can't even remember. Once upon a time, the senator representing their senatorial constituency used a trailer to, he bought plenty bags of rice. He brought it down to that particular area. He offloaded it, and those people, loaded the rice back to the trailer and told the politician, go and sell this rice, bring the money to fix our roads. But in Nigeria, it's a different case. This is a country where when a politician is coming, we see them like God.
Because there is hunger in the land.
Even if there is hunger in the land, see, there is hunger on every land. Nigeria is not the only country experiencing financial crisis. We are only talking about Nigeria because it's our country. We are talking about Nigeria because we wake up every morning and we wake up in the same country. By the time you realize what they are facing in Ghana, in Ivory Coast, in other places, you realize that, Nigeria, your own problem is little. But our problem is not little because it's our country. No matter how much you jackpot, you will jackpot that. You are still coming back to your country. So I just feel like, yes, like Barrister said, elections should be go out, sell yourselves to the people. People come outside, they vote their own choices. INEC come outside to give us the results. There should not be need for a do or die affair. But in a country where you have seen politics as a profession, you want to go from governor, go to senator, leave senate. You don't want to leave power because you have tasted the power, you have tasted the money, you have tasted that corruption attitude. There is no how you will not make it do or die. Yaya Bello is leaving. He should not come out to say, I want to unpick somebody and I want to stay with this. If you have done well, you won't even be scared about re-election or no re-election. Uzodinma is 100% scared because the Labour Party in Imo State is like a major force in that place. Emeka Edio, that was the former governor, has not really been very active in this current election. Duroye Diri, it was one day to inaugurating Leon. That was when they said, he has been nullified by the court. Now Duroye Diri. So it was like Duroye was not fully ready, prepared for that. So, but I don't know. Anyways, people should come out. They should vote in their various polling unit, and then we just hope for. A successful
I want to quickly chip
election.
in this as we have two biases on seat in the studio with us this morning. What NLC president is doing, is it right, sir, according to the law?
I don't know.
That's Ajaero. You understand what I said when I said what NLC president is doing?
No,
sir?
I don't.
Okay, he going to the to airport.
Imo State.
Going to Imo State. Said is going because the government is not working, or there are some things the government is not doing for the workers, of which the governor as addressed before he going there, and it was beaten back black and blue. So he said this is what he wants from the government, that they should deploy, they should send this man away. That's the commissioner of police for Imo State, and some of the aides of Imo State governor should be dismissed. And the police swift into action. That's the IGP Egbetokun. He had to bring in another commissioner of police to the state for transparency and for them being neutral, like they don't have any hands, they are not being shady, they don't have anything shady. They did that for them, and still yet they are not satisfied. They had to go to Abuja airport. They had to go to Abuja to the airport to start constituting nuisance. I'm sorry, that's the word I'm going to use because that's the way I see it. What does he really want? This is politically motivated. I stand to be corrected.
Well, I want to take it from the angle of the fact that, first and foremost, my friend Ajero is a human being.
Okay.
He's a Nigerian.
Okay.
And above all, is the president of the largest workers in the Africa. He deserves some respect too.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, many people don't know, and I kept saying this at every forum, even on the radio program where I happen to be their in-house analyst every other day, that nobody should see Nigerian Labour Congress or TUC as being a medutum interloper whenever the issue of Labour Party is mentioned. The neck of both ends approve the registrations of the Labour Party. So Labour Party is like an integral part, the political integral part of Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC. They are not a stranger to it. So for any chairman or any president, just like we have some civil servants that join political parties of their choices, yet they are still member of the Nigerian Labour Congress, and when anything untoward affect the members of that state ESCO or state civil services, they still go out there, challenge the governor and ask for things to be done in their favor, and where that is not done, then they goes on strike.
But why, sir? Few days to election.
You see, let me tell you one thing. I believe that the action wouldn't have been spontaneous. There must have been series of negotiation, of dialogue, of conversation ensued. And going back memory lane, as a journalist, please do research. This problem does not start with Ajero just came in about how many months ago. There's problem of Imo State workers and Uzodinma had been on ground. The man has been recalcitrant in doing the right thing to the workers. So on the basis of that, let us say yes, it come true when election is so near. But I can tell
it's
you,
like doing the right thing
but I
at the
can
wrong
tell
time.
you, if you have fails Nigerian problem.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Don't touch him.
Talking about network and service. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're talking about PHCN and service, delivery of service.
I don't think it's. In fact, I was in the office about on Friday.
Okay.
No, on Thursday. I was to have meeting with their head leg Babatunde. And right there, as I was waiting for him in the meeting room,
Yes.
they took light. I just laughed.
Right in their own office.
Right there.
Yeah, the same thing, you're right. It happened when I was fighting them, or I was at Ijora,
Yeah.
and they were putting on the jail, and I laughed, and I called the man, he's gone abroad now, what's his name? He used to be what's his, slim man, mayor or whatever. He left them and went abroad, and they put on the jail, and then they said, the title they say
Alternative source.
source of, I said, alternative what? I said, so you use a gen here?
Yeah.
So why are we surprised we don't see light?
Well,
and we all laughed, but that is the reality.
That's the aberration.
It's that reality, yes.
That's the
Of
aberration.
the sad situation.
I don't think.
Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild